Good afternoon, good evening to all of you out there in cyberspace. My name is Captain Kirk Skywalker. That is my pen name. A long time ago I was a member of the U.S. Armed Forces, a U.S. Army infantryman, but I never was a commissioned officer. The purpose of this presentation is to share with you my views and theories on the issue of UFOs, extraterrestrials, and why our government has been maintaining such a high level of secrecy and cover-up about this issue over all the years. Now, to begin with, on the issue of UFOs, our government simply likes the idea of leaving everybody guessing and speculating, rather than flat out admit that a majority of these highly unusual looking flying machines that people see up there in the skies are in fact made in the USA trans-atmospheric space vehicles that have Star Trek-like propulsion technologies. There is, of course, also that percentage of flying objects that are, in fact, their origins are extraterrestrial to that of the Earth. And let me assure you, as far as I'm concerned, I feel this view is shared by many, the United States government, and our military in particular, is well aware of who is flying what, and are well aware of the different origins of the different groups of extraterrestrials that are not just visiting the Earth, but are in fact living here year-round in seclusion, and for the most part, they do keep to themselves. They keep it this way because of agreements reached between them and our government. Our government refers to the alien governments actually as the satellite governments, or as I prefer to call them, the coalition of satellite governments. Those are for those triangular-shaped UFOs that people have been seeing around in the sky. One of the key advantages, and this is the third and major application for a military space vehicle, say UFO, is that of the satellite kill vehicle category. That is, say, a manned space vehicle can fly into Earth orbit, go in on patrol, and when need to, as, say, a precursor to starting a war, deliberately destroy the other side's satellite, and to be able to do it with beam weaponry instead of conventional missiles. Now, a manned space vehicle would be a particular advantage because you want to make sure you do not accidentally shoot down the wrong satellite. And that's the other big reason for secrecy, is that it become a serious hot potato of an issue if the United Nations was to get involved with the UFO issue. That is, if our government was to start admitting what those UFOs are actually doing, and then it comes out, the satellite kill vehicle application, it would become a major hot-button political issue with the United Nations, particularly the United Nations Security Council. There would be much news media coverage over such a capability, and everybody would be quite alarmed that their satellites could be so easily destroyed. Now on to another major reason why the United States government does not want to admit they own and operate flying saucers, or even any of the triangles or whatnot. That is the psychological warfare application. Psychological warfare, to put it simply, this is my way of saying it, is trickery and deception of one's enemy. That at a given time and place, at any location, anywhere on Earth, you want to be able to trick and deceive your enemy and to scare them, possibly scare them with a high enough level of fear that a panic may be started. So they're looking at using made-in-the-USA flying saucers to scare people into thinking an invasion from outer space by aliens is now underway for real, that their country is under attack by all these flying saucers swooping down out of the sky, firing off their Star Trek beam weaponry, and blowing up all kinds of buildings. Real fear, possibly leading to real panic. That is the big application that the military wants to keep, wants to be able to use. And that right there is one of the biggest of all reasons for all the secrecy. Then there is, of course, the other need for secrecy, why they also want to keep everybody guessing and speculating. They're well aware of who is flying what, as I mentioned earlier. So yes, they're well aware of the activities involving extraterrestrials that are secretly living here in seclusion. Their various activities, including their criminal activities against our own people. Namely, the criminal activities being carried out by the ones known publicly as the Greys. Their real name, the name they call themselves, are the Zeta Reticulans. And yes, they do have their reasons for carrying out the abductions, for reasons involving invasive medical procedures. But more on that in another presentation. But for right now, this is Captain Kirk Skywalker saying, I hope you found this presentation rather informative, giving you a basic understanding of what the applications are for the UFOs. basically the military applications. I go into other applications more on my website, which I hope you will get around to checking out. But for right now, this is Captain Kirk Skywalker saying, the truth is at hand. It's only a matter of how I go about explaining it.